What's up? What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of Cinestro Core. It's your boy, Blacksby, aka Frank Him Richards. And today I have with me Himney Sweeney, Did John Do It? And Hickman, Meat Writer. If you can't tell, we are talking about our thoughts on the Hickman Ultimate Universe plus much more. Without further ado, let's get into it. We're about to cook.
Let's get into it. Matt, you mind if I give a little exposition, little set the mood here, buddy?
Lay the foundation, bro. Lay the slab on them.
Let's flash back to the year 2000. Pre-Britney Spears shaving her head. Linkin Park is hot. Niggas still respect Smash Mouth and Eminem. And white people are throwing out slurs at Mach 5 speed. And a bald Michelin tire man named Brian Michael Bendis with Joe Quesada looked at the Marvel landscape and he said, "This continuity is very confusing and it's very retro. We need to modernize it." And so he made the Ultimate Universe starting in the year 2000 with my GOAT, Ultimate Peter Parker. And branched out from there, creating the Ultimate Universe. And it's really cool because they started really, really grounded, really simple with just Spider-Man and a couple little minor appearances from other heroes. And then they kind of built a larger, more expansive narrative. Eventually, it did somehow become more complicated than the continuity prior to it of the 616, which had invented everything.
Didn't that have to do with the fact that the Ultimate Universe, like a lot of those characters then went into mainline Marvel? But then Hickman was also like, wait, but no, also the Ultimate Universe still exists, and those characters are still there.
Really complicated,
even though they're also existing in the mainline, Marvel universe.
It got weird. So there was a little bit of crossover, primarily with Spider-Man, because when the Ultimate Universe Peter Parker died, Miles ended up meeting the main continuity version, and then there was Jonathan Hickman's Avengers and New Avengers, which spilled into Secret Wars, basically dealing with the collapse of the Marvel multiverse. And then the Ultimate Universe was gone, but it also technically wasn't, because during the Spider-Man crossover that happened a little bit afterwards, there was the main continuity Miles of the 616 that turned out to be a criminal who went to the Ultimate Universe. It just made no fucking sense. But TLDR, the Ultimate Universe was fucking done. Earth 1610, gone, dunzo, finito, no Chief Keef. Until one day, one of the survivors of the Ultimate Universe, my GOAT, the maker, Reed Richards, said, "Hey, what if," and I'm just spitballing here, "I become a god. I have free time on my hands. I might as well rule an entire timeline." So he proceeded to go into an adjacent timeline version of the main 1610 Earth 6160. Little tweak of the name there, real clever, really breaking the bank of creativity, Marvel. And he proceeded to do small little minuscule changes to shift the landscape and make different things happen in different ways. For instance, he moved the spider just ever so slightly to the side, Doomsday Clock style, in order to prevent Peter Parker from becoming Spider-Man, which was the main branching off point for the Ultimate Universe, and proceeded to fuck up the timeline. Now that they have figured out that the maker has manipulated the timeline, different versions of these main Ultimate Universe characters, such as this version of Reed Richards, who became Doctor Doom in this Earth, as well as Iron Lad, who is like a sort of Kang the Conqueror-esque variant for this timeline of the Ultimate Universe, and a couple of others, are trying to set the continuity back to the way it's supposed to be, or at least as close as possible. And that's the main crux of Hickman's Avengers. I read the first one. Oh my god. Straight buckets. My man does not miss. Has not missed.
Hickman is one of those, he's one of those people, you see his name attached to anything, you're like, I'm in, it's going to be good. There's no all hits, Facts. No misses. He's like Drake pre-misogyny, pre-incel activity. It's all bangers. Great stuff.
I don't know
Last two albums.
I don't know about that analogy.
Take care.
I feel like he's more like the LeBron, bro. Let's go with Braun. Let's not go with Drake. Drake got some stinkers. Drake's got a couple of doo-doo diapers.
from Take Care.
Say that you a lesbian girl, me too.
That's what I said before. Before
that actually was a bar.
One of his hits.
Yeah. That was one of his only good bars. Yeah.
I'm dark. I'm light skinned, but I'm still a dark nigga. We're letting that slide too. We're letting that go too.
He forgot his magnum opus, bro. Got so many chains.
Which one?
Chaining Tatum. Got so many chains. I feel like chaining Tatum.
He didn't say that. There's no way.
Swear to Obama. Swear on Black Panther. He said it. Swear on Boston Segment. He said it, bro.
Ooh, speaking of Black Panther, they also have a Black Panther. A new, they have a new one they launched.
Coming in
the art style was weird. So I don't know the main crux of it. I was meaning to get into it yesterday, but I just didn't have time because I was finishing up a video. But from the main crux of it, I don't know if they're keeping the original continuity, because in the Ultimate Universe, like the original 616 from the 2000s, the way it worked was Black Panther was doing the trials of the Black Panther, which in this are you have to go out into the jungle with your bare hands, Craven style, kill a Black Panther in order to prove you're worthy of the mantle. But what happened was he got mauled because he wasn't supposed to be out there. He basically was interfering with his older brother's rite of passage. His older brother died trying to save him, and he got his throat slashed. So this Black Panther kind of operates like Snake Eyes from G.I. Joe is the closest comparison I can think of, where he's completely mute, and he's got all the same powers and abilities, but he doesn't speak at all. And he's kind of badass. I'm not gonna lie. He's a fucking stocky built bastard. Yeah,
what's the general consensus on these new on this new Ultimate rebrand? And because I mean, I think we were talking before you got on, AZ, and we were talking off mic about how I think it's a good idea to ever so often just kind of like reboot the characters, right? Because like when Marvel originally created the Ultimate Universe back in the early aughts, it was like these characters had like 60 years of history.
Oh yeah.
It was like if you were a new comic reader starting off, that's a lot of lore and a lot of history and a lot of story. Try to catch up with. It's very like draining and taxing and kind of like frustrating. Also, they were very like dated. The ideologies and kind of the storytelling was very dated. So they were like, okay, it's a new century. Let's kind of reboot it, modernize, and do the same thing. And I think, and I knew DC's done it with the New 52 and stuff like that. Like I like when they reboot characters and they reboot kind of like these comic universes, because I think it keeps it interesting and fresh. Sometimes it doesn't work. Okay, fine. Or some of the like the decisions, like maybe some people are gonna be like, why is Black Panther mute? This is stupid. I think it's kind of dumb. Or why is he like a trauma? Yeah, like this traumatized, like little, emotionally stunted baby or whatever the fuck, But I think it's so cool and so and like me, because it can always at the end of the day just be like, well, this isn't canon. It's not like it's not the mainline, comics universe. So who gives a shit? I don't know. I think it's really cool, and I'm really interested to see what other characters they do and where they decide to go, what directions they decide to go with these characters.
What does kind of suck though, as much fondness as a lot of comic book fans, including myself, look upon the Ultimate Universe, towards the end of its shelf life, it did kind of suffer from a little bit of the results of what I feel like is the extreme era aspect of the comic books of the 90s. Basically, around the 90s to like early 2000s, comics just across the board were getting really dark, gritty, and just being gratuitously edgy. Like it was as if what is the guy who writes Garth Ennis. Boys? Garth Ennis. It was like if Garth Ennis wrote everything. It was being written by someone who just hates the concept of smiling superheroes. Right. And it was just really dark and gritty. And there were a whole bunch of facets of the Ultimate Universe. Like one of the most popular stories is, I believe it's called, not Ultimate Fallout. It is called Ultimatum. Ultimatum is cool in theory. It has one of the best moments of Magneto. Basically, he takes over the Earth and creates a giant magnetic tidal wave where he washes away the entirety of New York and puts it under the map. All heroes are scrambling. Everyone's trying to get at Magneto to try to stop him, but he's basically just on a warpath, and it's fantastic.
That's what we should do in real life.
I don't know how we would accomplish that, but I mean, we could.
They got too many rats.
What you're talking about in comics is called the the dark age of comic books, right?
The dark age of comic.
Essentially, that's when we got that dumbass fucking Wanda Pietro incest.
Right? Yeah, that's incest the thing.
Stuff?
There was a lot of there was a lot of really edgy aspects they introduced. One of them was
introduction to Pietro I had in middle school, and I was like, "What is going on here?" So like, imagine reading that and going back and figuring out what's going on. Like that was very.
It's weird, bro, because they had them as siblings. Like they would kind of like play hit or miss with it. But in the Ultimate Universe, they're like, yeah, these are Magneto's children, but they are related. And the first one of the most iconic introductions that you have for them is that they have a secret love, which is fucking gross because they're siblings. But
are they twins?
They're twins, yeah. And they're in the woods,
hell yeah,
doing the horizontal mambo. And it's even weirder because Wolverine is just fucking watching in the bushes like Sneeko. It's fucking creepy. It's really fucking creepy.
Wild in the Ultimate.
I think
it's so.
The reason, what I think is so interesting though is that like the Dark Age of comics was like came in like as a reaction to like the Silver Age of comics, right? Like Marvel was about to file for bankruptcy, sales were dwindling, and they're like, dude, the Silver Age of comics is kind of like campy and goofy and kind of like old timey. Let's do the complete opposite and just do crazy, unhinged, wild shit. And when you make decisions like that are the complete opposite of what you've been doing as a response to things not working, I think that's also like kind of
it's bold. It's definitely bold.
Yes, and sure, it shocked people, and they're like, "This is interesting" for a second, but eventually they got tired of that shit too.
Oh, yeah.
They're just like, "This is weird."
That's anything that goes for shock value.
There's also a part during that same event I was mentioning where the Wasp is disemboweled, like she's eaten alive from her stomach by the Blob. The X-Men guy who's just really dense, fat guy. And as a result of retaliation, Hank Pym grows from Ant-Man to Giant Man, and he bites the head off of him. Like, I don't know why the fuck they did that.
I do not remember any of these comics. What the fuck?
Read Ultimatum, man. It's a fucking acid trip.
I never read it, but I watched a lot of fucking videos on YouTube about
it. Yeah, it's fucking goofy, dude. It's fucking goofy.
I remember Hank Pym was like abusive to Janet, and he like bug sprayed her when she was in the Wasp form, and he said,
never mind.
Yeah,
the greatest,
Luis's favorite comic book.
The greatest Ant-Man iteration of all time.
He said Mexican Ant-Man.
Yeah, I didn't know Hank Pym was Mexican, baby.
But yeah, they eventually came to the conclusion that like this all has to end, and there was a whole lot of edgier aspects. It seems like so far they are deviating so much to where they're getting recognizable figures from the main continuity of Marvel, or figures that you recognize, and they are making their stories not necessarily just updated for Marvel audiences, but it's like if Marvel did the reboot and rework that they should have done decades ago, where they take their entire continuity, fucking scrap it, and they start from the beginning. There's the whole mystery of how are they going to get to the Maker? How are they going to make him pay for his crime of rewriting the universe? What steps are they going to be taking to restore the different heroes and their powers and abilities? It's really intriguing so far. I don't want to spoil it for any of our listeners who haven't read it, but it is definitely, I would say it's Hickman at its best, but that's just baseline Hickman. You don't really have to read anything prior to this or have any real prior knowledge. If you have even a passing knowledge of comics or superheroes, you can get into this really easy. If anything, I would recommend just reading the prequels to the Ultimate event where the Maker is creating the 6160 timeline. But other than that, you can go in completely blind. And
is that
also,
what this is? The 6160 timeline?
Yeah, it's 6160. It's basically a branch of a branch. Yeah. So, and also, another thing that would be pretty helpful is if you read Hickman's writings, maybe not Fantastic Four, it doesn't really have much bearing on this, but if you read from Avengers and New Avengers with Time Runs Out and onward, right, and you read through Secret Wars, just understand the collapse of the multiverse and how all that happened and how the timelines branched together, then go into this, it would help you with a lot more background knowledge, but you can still go in blind. It's perfectly accessible, at least in my opinion. But it's definitely worth a read. It's definitely great.
For those of you who may or may not know, or the knowers who know, don't worry about this. If you're not knowing,
that shit changes every fucking time you say it. It's never the same.
I'm telling you, the knowers who know, bro. And the knowers who know what I'm about to say, they know. Earth in the MCU Earth is not 616. 616 is the ultimate universe. Kevin Feige, you are wrong. You sir,
616 is ultimate.
Wrong.
Why do they keep on going back on that?
Because they don't know. Because they're not saying they're not the knowers.
Because they can't make up their mind whether it's going to be tied into the comic multiverse or not. Whether they want it to be its own separate thing or they want it to be congruent with like every Marvel story ever been told ever. That's the thing, and I feel Kevin Feige's like kind of like wish-washy. He's like, no, it's 616 because we're completely disregarding everything that's happening. But then in Multiverse of Madness, they're like, that's bullshit. No, it's not. It's
Earth 9999 or something.
That's what Sony Spider-Man. What's it called? Miguel O'Hara said. He said it's Earth 1999. That's exactly what it is. Everyone who knows, everyone who's read the comics knows this. Earth 1999. It starts with Blade, bruh. Yeah, they're not hearing me. They're not.
So 1999 exists in the comics.
Mm-hmm.
In a sense, it's referenced.
I think it's like
they have. Yeah,
go ahead.
They have like during the original Spider-Verse event in 2015, I think is when it came out. There is a nod to the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, who would be a part of this multiverse of Earth 9999 or whatever the fuck, where I believe it is the Ultimate Cartoon Spider-Man or it's the Men 616 Peter. It's one of the fucking spiders. I don't know, but one of them says they met a Spider-Man who looks like the actor from Seabiscuit, which is a Tobey Maguire film.
What the fuck?
So that's like the closest they've been, but outside of comics, but outside of that, for the most part, the only real nods that we have are knowing that we've had Insomniac Spider-Man, the PlayStation one, he's crossed over into the comics, and he's also been featured in the movies, and the movies of Spider-Verse have featured live-action versions or facsimiles of them, meaning those are from branching timelines of the main Marvel Universe. So it's a connection of a connection of a connection, like a third cousin twice removed situation. But it is, for all intents and purposes, a continuity somewhere out there in the infinite vastness of the multiverse.
It feels like the Ultimates is Hickman's playground, for better or for worse. For better, because we know what a good writer Hickman is, and some of his stories are great. Some of his adaptations are amazing. And, you know, Hickman is Hickman. We know that. But it also seems like whenever shit starts getting too crazy and too big, he's just like, oh, maker, boom, we'll have this event. Now we'll call it
Secret Wars.
Or Ultimate War or something like that. What was it called?
Ultimate Invasion.
The one
it was called Time Runs Out.
Ultimate Invasion, no? Ultimate Invasion?
Oh, yeah, Ultimate Invasion, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, now we'll have this big cataclysmic event and we'll destroy this multiverse, but boom, a new one pops up. And it's like, now it's a whole new reboot. He's like, oh, all these cool new ideas for all these new characters. And let's try this thing. And it's going to happen. And then everyone's going to be like, this is kind of cool. This hits, this misses. It's going to get too big. He's going to blow it all up and then do it again.
That's the same thing with DC, though. They do the same shit. They be like, all right, we created all this shit. Boom, boom, boom. Everybody, something's happening. Oh, no, big bad. Crisis on Infinite Earth. No, Crisis.
Infinite Earth.
Oh, my God. They have a crisis.
Infinite Crisis. Ultimate Crisis.
I genuinely think in the last maybe like 6 years, DC's done like 3 soft reboots. Oh my God, it's getting fucking exhausting.
There's a crisis.
That's relatively new. That's 5 years old. No?
That was 2011, and then they did that, and then they did Time Runs Out, and then they not Time Runs Out, but some kind of equivalent. They did Heroes in Crisis, which has a small reboot. They did Doomsday Clock. They've done so many fucking ones. I'm tired of it.
And Doomsday Clock was like a crossover / reboot, right?
Yeah, and then they did Justice League Odyssey. They did Perpetua. Yeah, they don't know. They went from this nothing is canon to certain things are canon to now everything is canon because of the Omniverse. It's fucking weird.
I guess what I'm trying to say is that I would really like if Hickman or whatever writer, if they were just like, okay, this isn't the Ultimates universe. You can call it whatever the fuck. But we all know, we've established, it has nothing to do with mainline Marvel. It has nothing to do with Ultimates. It has nothing to do with anything. It's just a
name
universe
recognition for the most part,
in which we've just completely reimagined these characters for better or for worse. Some of these ideas are going to hit, some of these ideas are going to miss, but it's them taking risks with characters that have been established for decades almost a century, at this point. So it's not almost a century, but for like closer to a century than not. So it's like, I think that would be really cool if they're just like, all right, Hickman, Cook, just make up some crazy shit, some crazy origin for Ant-Man, some crazy origin for fucking for the Fantastic Four, and just go with it. It's not tied to the maker, and it's not tied to the multiverse, and it's not tied to the mainline Marvel universe at all. It's just you and your ideas, and just completely reimagining this world, completely reimagining these characters, and going for it. I guess that's what kind of frustrates me, because it's like I feel like that's what he wants to do, but he's just like, it's okay. We'll just use the scapegoat of calling it the Ultimates, and it's still kind of tied in. We'll have him cross over eventually when some big cataclysmic multiverse shattering event happens, and this new Green Goblin will show up in fucking some Fantastic Four comic book in the mainline Marvel, whatever. It's like some weird bullshit like that.
I think the way I'm seeing it more so is Marvel is starting to slowly realize that a lot of their stories, like currently within Marvel Comics, I think the only thing I'm really keeping up with is like X-Men and Thor. I don't really care about anything else currently, because that's really the only things that are worth reading, in my opinion, of mainline.
You don't like
Marvel.
the new Kamala Khan Ms. Marvel run?
Is that the one where Peter dies?
That's a
no.
That face told everything.
No,
AC's misogynist.
They killed her off.
Misogynistic.
Not reading.
They killed her off for an issue and a half and tried to force. I love Kamala Khan, but they did something stupid during the Spider-Man run where they tried to like force this big connection because the Marvels was about to come out. So they tried to force this big friendship between her and Peter that hadn't existed prior, and also she had more of a relationship towards Miles in the friendship aspect than Peter. Peter was like this, like a guy who worked in a different department of the same fucking store as her. And it was just bad. And then they resurrected her for some reason. Instead of her being a mutant, she's an Inhuman now. It fucking sucks. I don't know what the fuck they're doing.
She's an Inhuman though.
No, yeah, but they resurrected her on Krakoa, the mutant island of the X-Men, and she is now a mutant.
And she's still in the comics?
The MCU. Yeah, to follow the MCU. It sucks. It's so fucking lazy. It's so
goddamn
lazy.
We need to start
insulting.
a dialogue, bro. We need to start a dialogue about what is Kevin Feige really doing. I need to ask.
Polluting my good comics.
You went there.
What's the plan?
I'm going there.
What's the plan?
Going all the way over there. That's why I want to know what is the real plan. And everyone's gonna be like, let him cook because the last 10 years happened to fall together very well, and we were locked in. We were locked in.
I speculate that is luck.
Yes,
1000%.
I don't think honestly, if everyone's like there was a roadmap for the MCU, no, them motherfuckers release films and they're like, all right, cool, this shit's taking off. Let's start like putting shit together that's gonna make it string and make some sense. I doubt when they made Iron Man in 2008, they're like, we're gonna have Endgame in 2023.
Well, I think the MCU finds itself. I think the MCU finds itself in that Hickman dilemma, right? We're just like, dude, we don't know what to do. We don't know where to go. This shit has gone too big. It's like this shit's not working. Blow it up. If you're gonna be so adamant about continuing to make MCU movies, okay, that's fine. Blow this bitch up. Restart. Now that you have all the rights, start completely anew and start with the Fantastic Four and start with the X-Men and then bring in the Avengers. Like in the comic, you get what I'm saying? Like how comics did it and kind of build a more streamlined MCU that follows the comics history. I don't know.
The way I see Hickman is kind of the inverse of how the MCU is going. Because Hickman to me is the cleanup guy. He'll take a confusing continuity of a long line of stories and histories and God knows how many rewrites and retcons and streamline it. He's the guy you get to start a thing and make it new. Like with his Fantastic Four, you could have never read a Fantastic Four issue, gone in, understood this is a superhero family. They do A, B, and C, and these are the relationships. These are the dynamics. With Avengers, you could, I mean, probably you would need a little bit of context, but all in all, if you read Hickman's stories of just Hickman stuff throughout Marvel, it is a streamline that you can follow of threads that he's sewn throughout his past stories that feed into future ones. So I think with them bringing in Hickman to head the new Ultimate Universe, because I think he's writing like pretty much almost all the titles, at least for the starters, and then people are different people are taking over, except for Black Panther. I think it's written by someone else. But as for Spider-Man, which is like Marvel's flagship baby boy, who they like beating over a sink every single fucking day of the week. Hickman looked at Hickman looked at what people don't like about the main continuity of Spider-Man, how he's always down on his luck, how his relationships never work out, how they just won't let him be happy because apparently the definition of being youthful is being broke and never having your life together ever in any fiber. So what they did was they went up to Hickman and they said, "Hey Hickman, can you make us a good Spider-Man?" And he's like, "Okay, make him have a wife and kids. Like, make this motherfucker smile for once in his goddamn life, please."
They're gonna make him do.
They have a new Spider-Man where Peter is an adult, where he starts out his super career as a fully grown man and a father. He's basically taking, where he's taking all of the aspects of what people didn't like in the past and facets of the Ultimate Universe and tweaking them for not just a modern audience, but also the classic fans who have wanted certain things.
Well, I don't think it's about.
You could just.
I don't think this. I think everything you said is spot on, and you're bringing me around on it. But I think I don't think it's about modernizing these characters at all. I think it falls more into like it's like I
think we're so reinventing than modernizing.
Reinventing, exactly.
That was the term. Because
it's like we've everyone's like we've seen Spider-Man. We know what he does. We know what his deal is.
Exactly.
And yes, it's so good. It works no matter how many times you do it. But after a while, it's like, dude, you can only tell us the Spider-Man story about a down on his luck Peter who's struggling to live a life and maintain relationships and a job while being a superhero and putting everybody before himself. So you can only do that so many times before it just becomes stale. So you have to at one point or another just veer left and just be like, dude, we're doing something. We're throwing everything in the kitchen sink at this shit. And he's just a completely different character. And that's going to make some people upset, surely. But I don't know. It's interesting from a storytelling perspective, I think.
And I recently saw there was a comic book YouTuber I follow. His name is Godzilla Mendoza. Shout out Godzilla if you end up seeing this video.
Shout out Godzilla.
But he made a video essay about why he stopped reading Spider-Man, and it was basically the same reason why I did. I grew up reading Spider-Man comics and loving pretty much every story ever told. But eventually, as I grew older, as I matured, and I grew up from kid to teenager to now an adult, where I'm getting closer and closer towards the slow crawl to the grave that is being 30. Where I'm getting close to that age. I'm growing and maturing, and yet
the character's
the closer I get to that, the further away I get from relating to Peter. Yeah. This Peter, who is an adult with adult problems, dealing with adult things, being a family man, all of that is a Peter that I can grow more to relate to, because me, much like the other comic book fans who have been reading Spider-Man comics for God knows how long, who grew up with the Tobey Maguire movies, etc., they're of that age demographic. They're getting closer towards that, and they want to see themselves within that. That was the main reason why Stan Lee had made Peter a teenager in the first place, to relate to that superhero, because most of the superheroes around that time in the comic book landscape were adults. Right. And without that relatability, what is Spider-Man? He's just a dude in a red and blue suit who occasionally cracks a joke. He doesn't have that same grounded feeling. He doesn't have that evolution.
That relatability.
Sure, he can go through a storyline with a beginning, a middle, and end. But if his character development doesn't have a beginning or a middle, it just has a beginning and a middle and doesn't have an end, or doesn't have any next step, it's just stagnant water. It's
but I think it's just a basic storytelling issue. I think they just got so used to being like, well, this Peter Parker story works, so why change it? We'll tweak little things about it, like maybe slightly tweak his origin, how Uncle Ben died, whether or not he knows his parents, et cetera, stuff like that. They're like, but the character Peter at his core is the same in every iteration, no matter the universe, right? No matter where he comes from, no matter where it's still him, right? It's still him in his heart. And what I'm hoping, I haven't read Hickman, this new Ultimates version, is that hopefully, now that Peter's an adult, now that he has a job, now that he's married, now that he has kids, that inherently changes the dynamic that Peter has with superheroing as a whole, with his secret identity, with how much information he divulges to his family, his dynamic and relationship with MJ, his job. Like, it just seems like it raises the stakes simply because Peter has so much more to lose now.
Yes, exactly. And that is a great way to put it, Luis.
So I don't know. So sorry, Matt.
I was just gonna say that's what you freaking. Excuse me. I lost my train of thought. I was gonna say what you guys are talking about is what I've been thinking about. Comics for a very long time. It's very cut and dry. We need to see something fresh. While y'all were talking, I was going over all the Spider-Man comic runs I've read. I'm trying to think of which ones are my most hated. Which ones do you guys dislike the most? I'll start it off with One More Day. I don't like that one.
Why do people hate One More Day so much?
Do you not know what happens in One More Day?
I don't think so. I've never read it.
It's
the premise is... Oh, go ahead, Daisy. You
go for it, Matt. Go for it, Matt. I'm gonna go on a whole tangent if I gotta tell Luis. You tell him. It hurts.
In One More Day, this is the one written by Michael Straczynski. It's arguably one of the most hated Spider-Man comics of all time. Basically, Peter's relationship. Now, AZ, correct me if I'm wrong. It's either that they had the baby, or it was Aunt May died, and to resurrect Aunt May, they threw away their relationship. They made a deal with Mephisto.
Oh, it was both. It was both.
It was both. Yeah. So to save Aunt May,
it was both equally stupid options.
To save Aunt May, they made a deal with Mephisto that they fucking No Way Home that shit. They forgot that they were married. All that. And I was like,
really?
This man was happy, bro. He was getting
so
there.
Close.
We were getting to that point. We were so close. He was about to have that Superman fucking dynamic that I've been saying.
That's what I'm talking about, though. They were too fucking scared. They were too pussy to make Peter actually be a different character than what they're used to. They're like, nah, fuck that. Have them completely forget everything and start over.
They're like, this is the happiness you see, gone, imploded. We can fuck that shit up. It was so bad, bro.
Matt, correct me if I'm wrong, right? But these three things happen, and they've always bugged me. Yeah. So the comic has a habit of approaching a solution that the reader would inevitably come to as a conclusion if they have even a passing knowledge of certain characters. And they'll be like, all right, well, there's a solution. Be like, no. Ham-fisted problem. Like, for instance, my favorite thing is at the beginning, Aunt May, she gets shot. Keep in mind, she's pushing 90. She's fine. She's lived long enough. Put her down. But what happens is there is a bullet, because this is like post-Civil War, or during the midst of it, where Peter's revealed his identity. Yes. And there's a guy who's trying to snipe him. And he
also fucking stupid.
Which is also fucking stupid because he would never make the decision. But what happens is a guy's trying to assassinate him. The bullet goes to where it's about to hit MJ. He pushes her out of the way. A man who can dodge bullets, mind you. Instead of webbing Aunt May and just pulling her back, he only has enough time to save one of them. Some fucking how. So Aunt May gets shot, and she ends up in the hospital. The surgery costs a lot of money. And he goes to Tony Stark, and Tony Stark's like, fuck you, Peter. Yeah. They have a little bit of a punch-up, and he's like, I'm not going to help you because you don't like me anymore. And Jarvis writes him a check for the amount of the surgery. right? And he's like, okay, cool. My aunt can get the surgery now. She's going to be able to survive. And the doctor comes in and is like, oh no, we can't operate on her because she's really old. And if we put a scalpel to her body, she'll fucking crumble into ash because she's made out of hopes and dreams, right? So he's like, fuck, damn, I solved one problem, but here's another one. Boy, oh boy, if only there was some kind of magical solution. So he goes to Doctor Strange, a man with cosmic omnipotence, bordering on cosmic omnipotence, where he goes to him and he's like, Doctor Strange, Sorcerer Supreme, and medical professional.
Doctor.
Is there anything in your infinite book of spells, in the fucking eons of magic that exist throughout the multiverse that you have knowledge of? He's like, I've seen 14 million possible
This
futures.
sounds like Far From Home. What the fuck?
No Way Home?
Oh,
basically.
He's like, I've seen 14 million possibilities. Even with my godlike power, there's no way I can fucking heal a bullet wound in a 90-year-old woman because her body is so goddamn decrepit. Apparently, the hands of a magical wizard surgeon cannot operate on her.
So that's why he ends up. That's why he ends up going to Mephisto.
Yeah. Oh, it gets even better, my friend, because not only does Mephisto come to this man and make him a deal, he does it as like Christmas Carol style. So he shows him 3 versions of Peter. One that's like an old man who never met MJ, who's like a rich, successful CEO type and just a vapid douchebag. There's another one who's like a fucking overweight nerd who really likes to play video games. Oh yeah. Who imitates Spider-Man, but he's not actually, he's just a fucking tubby World of Warcraft player. And then the last one is a little girl. And this is where I'm like, God damn it, I fucking hate this. They meet Mephisto, who is basically the devil, who has interacted with Spider-Man on multiple occasions. He is literally a giant red man with a cape and horns, so you can clearly tell he's not a nice guy.
Right.
And Mary Jane hears his whole spiel, ready to sacrifice her entire relationship with the man she has risked her life to be with, and has saved her on multiple occasions for a literal fossil with a life alert. I hate it. I fucking hate it. And then at the very end, when they give up their marriage, he transforms into the little girl, and Mephisto is like, hey, fuck you. I took the soul of your daughter that would have been born, and she would have been powerful enough to stop me in the future, but now that's not going to happen because I am Mephisto and I'm a dick. Oh, by the way, here's your bag of bones of an aunt, and fucking resurrects Aunt May, and Peter doesn't remember her. And he goes into work, and he's like, the last panel says something along the lines of, it's a beautiful day. God, I love life. It's great that I can just have one more day. And I got a big old fucking middle finger, and I shoved it on the pages because I fucking hate that story.
That's one of the...
It's so goddamn bad.
This is awful. Also, AZ, you forgot to mention, now after he talked to Doctor Strange, he did go to I think Doom and Doc Ock and a bunch of other
Dr. Doom.
A bunch of really top tier minds to figure this out.
And they're all like,
we
don't know how to do surgery.
We can't save this bitch. Sorry.
They're like, I may be the smartest in the MCU, but guess what? She gonna die. You're gonna have to figure that one out on your own.
When the master of science and mysticism that is Victor Von Doom says he can't operate on your old bag of bones, bitch on.
Went to Reed Richards, bro. To Reed Richards. The smartest mind.
Reed is recognized by Galactus as the smartest man. And he fucking... God. Oh my god, it's so laughably fucking bad.
There's
Joe Quesada wrote that, right?
Nah, he was the editor that oversaw it. He's the one that issued the story. He was like, we need to write this. And Straczynski was like,
that boy
Straczynski was like, I'll do it. But I gotta feed my family, man. I'm sorry.
I'm not very familiar with Spider-Man runs, but I was doing research and it seems like a lot of people hate Dan Slott's run.
Dan Slott is universally hated, bro.
Really?
Dan Slott, gets shitted on. Bro, he be on Twitter fighting for his life every damn day because niggas see him.
Is that bad?
And it's like, they're like, Dan Slott. Oh, fuck Dan Slott.
What did Dan Slott write?
He's responsible for the reason we have the Madam Web movie.
Yes.
The spider totem thing. He's responsible for that.
That was him.
Yeah, that was him.
His iteration of Spider-Man is also like the basis. Wasn't it the basis for Amazing Spider-Man, the movie?
Yeah, kinda. And he had this weird thing where Peter, when he first, like, I think it was like the second time he bitched Morlun and made him afraid to come to New York. Where he turns into like this spider-like monster when he's like in the fucking hospital, like he's had his eye ripped out, and he's like mummified, like a full body cast, like a fucking cartoon mummy. And he gets out of his bed and he fucking pounces on Morlun and like fucking beats him to death and like eats him, right? And he turns into this giant web cocoon, which he then bursts out of, and he has organic webbing like in the Raimi films.
Wait, this motherfucker wrote the clone conspiracy?
We don't talk about it.
Yeah, we're not talking about that one either.
No wonder.
Got an answer for his crimes.
Because the clone conspiracy, that's Miles' Clone Saga, which it's not terrible. It's not.
Dan Slott got an answer for his
crimes.
You
can read it.
Love you, Dan.
There's certainly words on the page.
There's certainly words on the page. Something was written for sure.
Yeah. Somebody got paid for that. I don't think they deserved it, but they got paid for it.
I think I've read Renew Your Vows. Amazing Spider-Man Renew Your Vows.
That one's pretty cute.
Yeah.
I think that's the Secret Wars one. But all in all, I'm excited to see what Hickman does. I have faith that with his track record and how well he's able to start something and give it a nice strong base for people to branch off of and eventually ruin in like about a year or two.
Michael Bendis back.
No.
How y'all feel about Spider-Man Reign?
He wrote the best Daredevil run. What the fuck are you talking about? He wrote Man Without Fear. That shit goes fucking hard. Yeah,
for every hit, bro, he's got small.
The Bendis Daredevil
run.
True.
That's true.
It's like Drake, great, bro. But there's times where he be throwing straight bricks, bro.
Who created Miles Morales? Wasn't that Bendis?
That was Bendis.
You're right. He is a flop.
But okay. Anti-black.
What did you mean by that?
No, bitch. I'm anti-Puerto Rican.
I knew it.
Got him.
Touche.
He said, I know black. I know black puppy.
I know black puppy.
I know black puppy.
But not Dominican. They had the perfect chance to do that. If they would have let millennials write that shit, they would have made Miles half black, half Dominican. And be like, I know black. I know black and Dominican. I know black and Dominican. I know black.
Sorry, my name is Spider-Man.
They're gonna make Godfrey. They're gonna make Godfrey be the voice of my. They're gonna make Godfrey the voice of Miles. Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. Tú sabes, chico, yo soy Spider-Man.
Hey, sir, no más tengo my cuarachas.
Not easy. Not easy, the bilingual king.
Hey, dímelo, mami, dímelo. Oh.
Hey, yo, Spider-Man wants some mofongo.
Hey, what are you doing?
Some papita frita.
It's horrible.
Dímelo.
Oh my god. Okay. But yeah. Hickman's fucking killing it.
I'm gonna read his new Ultimates and see.
Yeah, bro.
I definitely recommend it to everybody. It's great.
Hickman is a genius. He's not dumb.
Yeah.
He's not an idiot like this next guy, David Zaslav. I know we mentioned your name multiple times. We've mentioned you many times on this podcast. I promise you, until you step down as CEO, I'm gonna keep coming every day with the heat, with the fires of hell, the Mephisto flames.
He's just fucking crying in his corner office right now. He's like,
I'm sick of
he's
him.
He's like
making fun of me.
Zaslav's like having these meetings. He's like, guys, Blacksby is tearing my ass up on Twitter. Y'all don't understand. He said he's fucking cooking me, bro. I can't keep doing this shit.
He's on Matt Ramos, and now he's coming for us.
Yeah, he packed up. I'm next. He says I'm next.
I gotta show up. I pull up with my book. This is my book of the downfalls I have to orchestrate He's up next.
Motherfucker got a death note. What the fuck?
This is the death note. This is the death
that
note.
friendly ass novel you got in your hands.
But what
did he do this time? What did he do?
So, as y'all know, here on the Sinestro Corps, we do take a stance against idiocy and malfeasance and just downright tomfoolery. Just downright tomfoolery. And apparently, David Zaslav thinks that tomfoolery is just some shit you can engage in and get away with, bro. I'm on your ass. This man is the worst CEO of all time, bro. So, first of all, this man is apparently anti-women and anti-black women at that, anti-Afro-Latina at that.
Whoa.
Took off Batgirl, and they let the Flash drop in theaters. Flash bomb, shocker. The Flash fucking was garbage. Shazam 2, garbage.
Terrible.
Blue Beetle gets a pass because they imploded that shit on purpose. They didn't want Blue Beetle to succeed. Mind you, that is a Latin character, a Mexican American superhero that they didn't want to succeed, but they let the white man who runs really fast succeed, apparently, allegedly. Anyways, moving on.
The white person.
Yes.
Let's not misgender them now. We're not misgendering.
I'm talking about Barry
We're not
Allen.
animals. We're not barbarians.
I'm talking about Barry Allen. I'm talking about Barry Allen.
We're talking about Ezra. They need to be in jail. They
need to be in hell is where they need to be.
Possibly. I'm on the phone with Mephisto right now, bro. I'm on the phone with Mephisto
Ezra
right
Miller
now.
sold his soul and sacrificed Jonathan Major's career for forgiveness.
Is that what happened?
Point being,
is the Illuminati.
David Zaslav is strategically imploding WB from the inside, bro. He's dismantling this. He's Winter Soldiering this shit. Infiltrate, navigate, destabilize, all that.
but like how David had mentioned one time when we were talking about this, I think it was in the group chat. It wasn't on camera or anything, but he had mentioned that Zaslav was brought in strictly so that Warner Brothers could become profitable because it was in debt and it was losing money like a motherfucker. And look, that's what he's doing, bro.
Yeah.
Now the problem is, right, is where do you draw the line between like allowing artists and artistry to thrive, right, whilst keeping your profitability up, and just completely disregarding artists, the work they make, the work they put towards something, and just start writing shit off for tax breaks, start fucking sharing your content with competitors, fucking making deals with Tubi or whatever the fuck they're making deals. Like, it's insane, dude.
Snyderverse on Tubi TV, bro.
Heard that
bullshit ass TV. No,
Tubi?
Bro. No disrespect to Tubi TV.
God.
Tubi TV, get the bag, bro. Do what you got to do. Warner Brothers, what the hell? Hell? HBO Max, bro. Let me tell you something about HBO Max. First of all,
Max?
Unnecessary.
Max?
No, I don't call him. His mama named him HBO Max. I'm gonna call him HBO Max.
Whoa.
You're not calling him no Max.
I didn't like that.
Matt's
dead naming the streaming service.
Matt's dead naming motherfuckers. Transphobic Matt. Transphobic Blacksby.
We not transphobic.
He's so mad at Zaslav, he turned him transphobic.
We not transphobic. We Zaslav phobic. Nah,
I'll support that.
We're Max phobic.
Nah, because what was the need? What was the need? You had a very recognizable brand, HBO.
Yeah.
Max. Why the fuck would you change it?
So they could pander. So they could pander.
That's like Disney Plus changing their thing to Plus. Who the fuck
to the
watching
motherfuckers?
Plus?
To the motherfuckers
I'm
who consume
Plus.
Discovery. To the motherfuckers that consume all the other bullshit content that they have on the HGTV shit or whatever.
They need to discover some new shit. They need to consume some intelligence. Because what the fuck going on, bro? Who is really making these decisions? So basically, I'm on this whole anti-Zaslav kick, and I log on to the account one day to do my due diligence and, post our stuff, get our research ready for this week's episode. And goddamn, here comes David Zaslav with another goose egg. They removed Watchmen. They removed Watchmen, the series.
Oh, HBO Max. Yeah.
I was about to drive to...
I don't know.
No, don't give me that. Don't give me that alleged that cover story, that bullshit. That's that shit.
That's that
they backpedaled
it up right
They
now.
backpedaled like a motherfucker. Yes. So they had removed Watchmen, the Damon Lindelof masterpiece, off of HBO, off of Max, and then people, I don't know, on my corner of the internet, people were freaking the fuck out. Everyone was like, "This is so stupid! Why would you do this? This is an amazing series. Why would you do one of the only good things to come out of DC and forever? This is absolutely insane." And then a couple days later, like 3-4 days later, was it Max tweeted out, or somebody had tweeted out?
Somebody tweeted some shit,
probably discussing film or some shit.
This busting film that it was a coding error, right? And that it was on accident, and that they didn't mean to remove Watchmen from Max. That's exactly what everybody was saying. That they're just and people were like,
fuck out of here.
And so the discourse was, do you think they really committed a coding error, or are they just backpedaling because they got all that backlash?
Backpedaling.
No,
I'm gonna accidentally unsubscribe from Max.
But they've gotten backlash for everything they've done up to this point. They've got backlash for canning the Batgirl movie. They got backlash for releasing the Flash. They got backlash for fucking what else has Zaslav done? For the Acme Roadrunner movie.
They also cut off like half of good animation.
You just reminded me about the Acme movie. Thank you.
They brought it back actually
because we were on his ass. I was like, "What's wrong with you, David?"
Because he heard Matt.
You know, honestly,
he was putting it off, and then one day Zaslav walks in and he says, "Guys,
he's gonna see."
Blacksby knows. Blacksby's heard the news. We might have to veto this decision.
It does make you think, though, because if you think about it, bro, corporations will rarely listen to the consumer outrage, and at least in the entertainment facet, it is extreme. And I can only think of one other occasion where this much outrage has completely made a corporation, a production company, rework its system. Remember back when, Not even that. That was pretty impressive. But I'm talking about like where they put millions of dollars into it.
What?
Where one of the original ones I can think of is back in 2018 or 19 when they released the first trailer for the Sonic movie with that horrible abomination, crafty creation. And it was so bad.
Valley shit.
Yeah, within 12 hours of that trailer, the production company and the director tweeted out, "We're reworking the entire thing, remapping Sonic entirely, and deleting him."
You want to know?
And they reshaped it because they realized they weren't going to make any money.
You want to know what page the director was on in this book? Got his ass. It
all comes back to Matt.
But the main reason, aside from Matt and his omnipotent book of death, is because they feared their bottom line, that it wasn't going to make a lot of money because it was a video game movie. That's a very risky thing, very risky market to go for.
Especially at that time.
And they wanted to be able to recoup as much of their losses as possible. So it makes you wonder, with a corporation as big as Warner Brothers, if they're suddenly listening to this much fan backlash, how bad are they doing?
Horrible.
Think about it.
Economically, they're actually in a better place than they were before Zaslav took power.
Really?
Yes.
Really? Because it seems like they're listening to a lot more fan
Zaslav, or David, he's doing his fucking job. His job is to get rid of the debt and make Warner Bros. Discovery profitable. And that's what he's doing.
Okay.
Now, that's what I'm saying. That's why it's enraging so many artists, so many fans, so many people who consume this stuff. Because it's like, dude, you're worried about your bottom line and therefore affecting the art and artistry that people are putting into these projects. But
right.
But he is saving Warner Bros. Discovery a pretty fucking penny.
That is true.
And that's what he got hired for. So
if at the end of the day it saves the money and he makes me eat my words, that's cool. But I don't care. There's book.
The book's still open.
He gonna know.
David has a whole chapter devoted to him.
He got 3 pages.
It's just his name written over and over again with like 30 different deaths.
I add his crimes to this book daily. because every time I turn on some new bullshit, him and Matt Ramos, they're competing for the #1 spot in this book.
That's crazy,
most
bro.
hated.
If you guys
Matt's like here's the worst people of all time power ranking: Matt Ramos, David Zaslav, Hitler. Matt's like
I like how Hitler's number 3 right now.
For Matt, Matt's like it just doesn't compare, bro.
Priorities right there.
Why you think Hitler not alive no more?
It's like me. It's like Peyton Reed's above Hitler for me. I get it.
Like, he's like, what's worse, the killing of thousands of millions of minorities, or grifting for Marvel, or canceling Batgirl? I think they're pretty equal.
Well, see, the issue with
Matt on his
Zaslav
Kanye
is easy.
shit.
Zaslav is easy, bro. Zaslav is easy. Capitalism. What else is the?
There you go.
What else
Boom, there you go.
There is truly no critter.
Way to bring it back. Matt Ramos
is a byproduct of that capitalism. I gotta take out the problem and the symptoms, bro. At the root, bro. I'm in this hole.
Cut the head off the snake. All right,
bro.
I'm doing what I have to do, bro. People should be.
Thank you for your service, Matthew.
Thank you for your soldier. Man, not all heroes wear capes. Sometimes they wear Bass Pro Shop hats.
What would we do without you, bro?
Sometimes they wear do-rags and fake Cartier glasses. Me, I got a do-rag on. I don't have the Cartier glasses.
Cartier glasses?
I like how you exposed the face. It's worn on your sleeve.
Oh, no. These aren't the Cartier. These are real glasses. These are for real. These aren't the Cartier. Okay. No.
In his villain, that's his villain costume. Is the do-rag and the
fake costume. That's when he opens the book, he has to put on the shade so they know he's really good.
Can I mention something really quick before we move on to the next
Sean
topic?
Levy, you are next.
No. Don't get me started on Sean Levy, bitch ass. Graham isn't here to defend him. Fuck Sean Levy. Fuck all his dog shit ass fucking movies. Fuck Deadpool 3. It's gonna be absolute fucking dog water. And if you defend him, you don't know cinema, and you're my #1 enemy. And I'm gonna beat your fucking ass.
Down on Deadpool 3.
Well, then put on the gloves, bitch boy. We gotta run him. I don't mind him. He's okay. He's mediocre.
Go back to making kids movies.
Hey, he's a C+. All right, and C's get degrees, baby. C's get degrees.
How good does Sean Levy suck dick that Ryan Reynolds is like, you need to direct every fucking movie that I'm in?
I'm talking straight pepper grinder, tornado twist, my guy.
Give him that Gok 8000, because Jesus fucking
Christ. Absolute knob slobber, corn on the cobber.
Nancy Reagan, Dyson vacuum, straight.
Yeah.
I'm talking that type of Gok that make Joe Biden wake up.
The kind of head that
does not exist.
The kind of head that got Marilyn Monroe killed. You know, it's got to be otherworldly, bro.
The type of K to blow my mind like it's Lee Harvey's bullet.
Nothing bad ever happens to the Kennedys.
I'm going to buy
man.
It's just a story. Sit down.
But no, what was I going to say?
Sounds like someone's trying to break in.
Before we move on to our next topic, I just wanted to mention that. Is it confirmed that Caitlin Dever is going to play Abby in the Last of Us Part 2, or no? Or is that just rumored?
It's rumored. It's very rumored. It's been rumored since the show ended, I think.
Because
I like her.
Motherfucker's going to be annoying as shit.
I know,
According
bro.
to Forbes, they've already cast Caitlin Dever.
Okay. Shit's official.
I don't know how much I believe that. I'll wait until Variety lying ass say something.
I really hope that they fix the issues with the second one.
They're not. They're gonna make it worse. What's his face?
Our favorite,
you know, all this shit that made. What's our favorite publication?
Oh, Backstage Oil, the greatest news channel of all time.
There you go.
If you want a #1 source for accurate and proper reporting on all things Hollywood, follow Backstage OL on Twitter, Facebook, every social media. Keep track. That's all I have to say about that. And then,
if they take a day off, we're your second choice, baby. Second place, baby. Let's go. Mediocrity, baby. Yes.
If you don't follow them or follow us and pay attention, I got page for you too, bro.
There you go, baby. But no, I just want to mention that because I know it's going to be a big deal. People are going to be freaking out about when The Last of Us Part 2 or Season 2 comes out. And Caitlin Dever, I think, is a phenomenal actress. I think she's great. I really hope she deletes all her social media for the next 15 years because she's going to get shit on. They're going to fucking
violate.
Her ass. It's
fucking... The face model for Abby got cooked. She didn't even play the goddamn character.
Yeah.
Her voice just there. Just lend her face.
Look like
fuck you, bitch. And it's like, whoa.
Didn't even do nothing.
Whoa, you hurt my favorite pixels.
Yeah, exactly. But what I was gonna say is, you know what I think that they're gonna do in season 2 is they're just gonna who wrote it?
Neil Druckmann?
Craig Mazin.
No. Craig Mazin is gonna be like, you know everything
Mazin.
that made The Last of Us Part 2 interesting. Forget about it.
Look,
forget about
not putting it in the fucking show.
As long as they don't do what they did in the second part, where they tried to make you feel for any woman character by being like, "Wait, no, she's pregnant." If they don't play that card,
that shit, bro.
every single, it fucking pissed me off.
No, it was awesome
like,
because
at that
she
point,
gets killed.
I had to restart that cinematic. I laughed so hard,
bro.
Oh shit!
I'm not gonna lie. I did have the same reaction. They're like, "No, she's pregnant. Don't hurt her." I was like, "Damn, that's crazy."
Bro,
but I heard pregnant, not bulletproof, bitch.
I've seen reactions where people are like, but like when I was playing it, I was like, "Yeah, bitch, that's what you get for talking shit about my boy."
You smoked my dad. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Like I don't care.
Like Mason's gonna do some bullshit. Like when the pregnant chick comes out, he's gonna be like, "This reminds me of Texas in 2022 when, Roe versus Wade was overturned. Can you imagine living back then?"
I will personally I will personally walk into that episode and gut punch that woman, like straight fucking Falcon punch.
Right.
But yeah,
I swear to God.
I just wanted to mention that because I think those are pretty big news. Like I said, Caitlin Dever's amazing. That character's interesting to say the least, and I'm curious to see what Craig Mazin's bitch ass and that Zionist piece of shit Neil Druckmann are going to do.
I just want to see how anti-Palestine this second season is going to be.
Yeah, Neil Druckmann's going to be like, you have to.
All the Seraphites are going to have Muslim names,
bro. Yeah, the leader's going to be called Muhammad. and Craig's gonna be like, "Neil, this isn't." He's like, "No, do it."
And then they're gonna make what's the little boy's name?
Lev.
What's Lev? Lev. Yeah, they're gonna make Lev like a little Israeli refugee. Oh fuck! Oh fucking god!
Lev's gonna try to rebel against his people, and they're not gonna let him.
Fucking god!
He said, "How much can I insert myself in this production?"
I'm gonna look.
Remember,
writer of the show.
Leader? Okay.
Oh, what'd you say?
Go ahead.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, allegedly, Mr. Writer of the show. What did you say his name was again?
Craig Mazin.
Craig Mazin. Hypothetically speaking, for the sake of the argument, I don't mean to Ben Shapiro you here, but hypothetically, for the sake of the argument, say hypothetically, if you did something similar to that stupid shit we just mentioned, I would hypothetically have to find your house, knock on your door, take a giant pie, allegedly filled to the brim with bees, and throw it in your house, and then just leave. Hypothetically,
that's it.
I wish The Last of Us the game wasn't so fucking good, and I love Pedro Pascal as much as I did.
You hate it.
I could fucking boycott this bitch. I'm gonna just hate watch it.
What was I gonna say? Isaac, the leader of the what are they called? The fucking wolf pack, whatever the fuck.
Oh yeah.
WLF.
WLF. Yeah.
It's gonna be there's gonna be a scene where they're planning. He's got a chalkboard behind him. He's like, "We're gonna do this. We're gonna call it the Nakba." He's like, "This is the plan."
He's gonna call it the Nakba.
He said, the boys in the lab coats calling it the Nakba.
No. I'm gonna take my sword and I'm gonna just
I'll kill Neil Druckmann. I'll kill Neil Druckmann with my bare hands if that motherfucker does that shit.
Allegedly.
Hypothetically. Yeah. No.
Y'all doing all that. Y'all doing all that when I'ma just. It's
there you go. That's how you Neil
Druckmann. I'm gonna call up Matt. Be like, Matt.
You know what to do.
Say the word.
You know that gif of a light writing in the Death Note, and he's like,
"Where is this fucking crazy?"
That's you.
Flop.
That's funny, bro. Sorry, I didn't mean to derail. That's important casting news. You know?
No, it's true. It's definitely a casting we talked about this past spring because we were discussing, season 1. And I mean, I was telling people, be aware, don't be getting no golf clubs or nothing. If you the knowers who know.
Also, I wanted to mention, just one more thing, just because it just came out and we really liked it. The trailer for the new Alex Garland joint, Civil War, just dropped.
Yes.
It looks interesting.
I think it looks hard, bro. And I don't understand what all the fucking commotion is about, why people are fucking hating on this shit. I think it looks cool.
People are like having fun.
I think my favorite line in that trailer was where they said, "Don't shoot, we're American," and he said, "What kind of American are you?" I was like,
I was like, bro, cooked with that. Also, because that's what's going on.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
In Texas right now.
Yeah, is that guy pointing the gun at them? Is that the weird nigga from Breaking Bad that shoots the kid in the desert?
Yeah,
is that him?
Jesse Plemons.
Oh god, they're cooked. They're cooked. That guy's fucking crazy.
That's Chris. You talking about
that's Kristen Dunn's husband.
You talking about evil Matt Damon?
That's husband.
Matt Damon.
Evil Matt Damon.
Evil Matt Damon.
That's who that is?
It's evil Matt Damon. You
Mark Wahlberg is evil Matt Damon.
No, Mark Wahlberg is just evil. Mark Wahlberg.
Mark Wahlberg is no
That's
one.
just evil. That's just Mark Wahlberg. That's just the right voice.
Mark Wahlberg is Mark Wahlberg, bro.
I'm a really big Alex Garland fan. I'm a big fan of most of everything he's done. I love Ex Machina. I really liked Men. I thought it was cool and interesting.
So do I.
I thought it was great. Nice.
What a coincidence.
Top 2. Elite.
Yeah. Men, the film.
He said, man.
I liked his Hulu show, Devs. I thought it was really good.
Oh, I still need to watch that.
Annihilation is the only thing I don't really fuck with, but
not good.
28 weeks later is amazing. 28 days later is amazing. He wrote that. So, I'm excited. Let my boy cook. Give him a fucking budget. It's A24. You fucking conservative fucking pussy ass babies bitching about Texas and California. Y'all want this to be real. Shut the fuck up, you fucking loser ass bitches. It's a goddamn movie. Who gives a fuck if this is a libtard's wet dream? Let a motherfucker cook, dog. Shut up. Y'all make these stupid ass God's Not Dead fucking movies every 3 goddamn fucking years. Guess what? He is dead. Who gives what the fuck? You ain't gotta make 4 fucking movies to fucking prove that bullshit. It literally says in the Bible, he died, bitch. He came back. You don't know what Easter is? Shut the fuck up. Read a goddamn book. Let a motherfucker make a movie about a fascistic regime causing the country to divide and annihilating its own people. Shut the fuck up. Suck my dick. Alex Garland for the win. Let's go.
Ron Swanson's president too, and that's kind of cool.
I love that. That was my favorite detail.
I pray to God and Jesus that the AI clip thing makes that the clip for the week.
Oh god, that's just fucking beautiful.
15 seconds of Luis behind the
stove, like 30, 40.
Cooking.
Bro stood up and said, "I have a dream," and started cooking
Luis the whole time. This was Luis the entire time on that rant, bro.
He said, "Martin Luther King, Luis."
Yeah.
Yes.
It's just conservatives are so fucking annoying about that bullshit, dude. They're like, "It's the liberals' wet dream that fucking the government would turn." Shut up, bro. Shut the fuck. Y'all literally stormed the fucking Capitol, dog, and all got arrested because you're a bunch of fucking...
And you lost.
No,
yeah, exactly.
You just mad to see winners.
Is rebelling against the government. I don't see what they're fucking...
Y'all literally... Y'all stormed the Capitol and killed nobody, you fucking pussies. Like, what are you doing?
AD is ass, bro. You all got sent to the gulag,
yeah,
bro.
That one bitch got shot. Exactly. White House police 1, fucking conservative 0.
I swear, bro, conservatives would make a trash esports league. On God, just got sent to the gulag first round out of spawn. Fucking terrible.
So yeah, in the Civil War about the fuck.
I will say, the only part I don't like about
it's a movie called Civil War, and it's not about black people being in chains. We up.
That is true. That is kind of a W.
You know, the Game of Thrones writers, they were gonna make a show selling on all. It was gonna be. I think it was called something like that, but it was basically an alternate reality version of the United States where the South won the Civil War, not the United States. And it literally, people literally found out about it, and they canceled that shit like after like a week of backlash on the internet. People were like, "You're gonna let 2 white men write a story, a show about what happens if the South would not have won and slavery would have become the prominent."
It's kind of an interesting concept, but
that shouldn't be handled by them.
That should not be handled.
It's the writers that are the problem.
Let's co-opt this story and rewrite it in our own way,
bro.
I'm gonna run it through ChatGPT real quick and just print out a new script.
Yeah, we got it, bro. I think the only thing I don't like about this movie that I feel like is a poor representation. As not just as an American, but as a Texas man, I felt insulted because it said the fall of the West is working and our strikes on Texas and California have been successful. West Coast forces which is terrible. Because there is no way in hell that anyone with Texas would associate with the swine of California.
Oh my God! Fuck? You sound like those fucking conservative losers on Twitter. Shut the fuck up.
Disgusting.
It's a goddamn movie, bro.
With your fucking nachos and your boba teas and your boogie boards, get the fuck out of here.
Y'all not seeing the vision, bro. Y'all not seeing the vision. California and Texas. California, Texas.
Fuck California.
Two most popular states.
Give us some.
Two most popular states.
That's what I'm saying. They can.
I'm mostly just hating because states more fun.
We need to get like this.
If the gangs and the rednecks allied themselves, that's how I know this movie is a movie, Bill. Because if it was real life, California and Texas tied up, linked up, it's over. For the only person who can stop California and Texas combined is Florida man. That's the only person I'd be worried about. It's China. Motherfuckers from Ohio, motherfuckers from Cleveland, bro. That's the only people I'd be worried about. Because Cleveland
is not real people who live in North Dakota.
Look, and I also and allegedly, and I love Alex Garland. I think he's such a smart fucking dude. I think he's such a smart writer. I love his kind of his like how he views the world and how he views art and storytelling. I think he's so phenomenal. I'm a big fan of him. But what I heard about Civil War is that it's not like cerebral at all. It's not like a allegory. It's not a fucking satire. He said it's just an action.
Just what it is.
Just an action movie. And I'm like,
he said, I just wanted to have a little fun.
That's refreshing.
Yeah, good. Fuck it, bro. Who gives a shit? Y'all fucking watch The Terminator, and people don't give a shit about it. Exactly. Beast, where Idris Elba fights a fucking lion.
This is crazy.
No,
God forbid Texas and Californians link up, bro. God damn, fucking pussies.
I just find it unrealistic. I
wouldn't be a part of it. A movie about fucking giant lizards and wolves with Dwayne Johnson got made, but people are complaining about fucking California and Texas somehow.
God forbid.
You spent the past 15 years pining over movies where people in spandex and a giant green man fought a swole grimace.
Literally.
And this is where you're drawing the line cinematically.
This is unrealistic. This is unrealistic.
This is unreal.
Bro, and it's so funny because people in the I haven't seen Leave the World Behind, that Netflix movie, because Sam Israel directed it, and I cannot stand that motherfucker.
And Esmail, fuck that guy.
Fuck him, but he's
we riding for my boy Chris.
He wrote and directed and produced Mr. Robot, which is a good show. But he's fucking annoying, and I can't stand his ass.
Wrestles ass.
He's really fucking
annoying.
But
I don't understand why this movie would cause such a stir when they have literally made 2 versions of what is it called? What is it called? Not even just that. Not even just that. That's also a good fucking point. But they have also made several fucking versions of, I think it's called Red Dawn, where the Russians take over
Red
America.
They've made that twice. Chris Hemsworth was in that 2012.
They've made that twice, and everyone was like,
"That's what you don't. That's the problem. Is that American consumers are okay when the enemies and the people murdering them aren't American. When they're Chinese, when they're Russians, when they're South American, when they're Middle Eastern, that's okay. That's fine. Yeah. But when it's your own government murdering its own people and it's their own Americans against brother, that's when they draw the fucking line. Because God forbid Americans have disagreements and start murdering each other. You know. But what I was gonna say is that I haven't seen that Netflix movie before. But apparently people were like, "Oh, Leave the World Behind," and now Civil War. They know something. Something's happening. Oh my god! Something's coming.
And I'm
like, we're getting back into the 2012 fucking mindset, dog.
Here we go.
Oh my god!
Niggas thought the world was gonna end in 2012. I watched that fucking movie. I was standing there December 21st. I was standing outside like, let's do it. Come on. I'm built different. I'm not worried.
And then I remember somebody replied in the comments and was like, "Oh, you must have had a fucking field day when these movies came out." And it was like, White House down and Olympus has fallen. And then he's like, "Oh, you must have been freaking the fuck out when this shit happened." It's like, yeah, dude, relax.
They know something. They know something.
2 liberals making movies about like, American idealism coming to an end and like the tragedies of like our own what's it called? Hubris, exactly. It's like come on, it was so fucking annoying.
Not every movie needs to become some conspiracy theory. This shit is happening next week type. Like, bro, if that's the case, then if you watch Black Mirror, you're fucked. You're fucked. It's over.
That would kill them.
I wish I could fuck my boys in the video game. Are you kidding me?
We're playing Striking Vipers right now.
You
got P6 on the way.
Yeah, that's true. You don't need a video game. Ask AZ.
He's not incorrect. He's not incorrect.
That meme of that prisoner who said, "Girl, you thinking a bowl of oatmeal."
That's AZ right now. Girl,
that's AZ. Well, you thinking a Snickers. Now he said, "You thinking a Snicker." And he goes,
Bruh.
I fucking love that meme, bro. This shit's so funny.
No, for real though, that just made me think some more, bro. Every single movie that comes out that has some type of dystopian, end of the world type feel. Everyone's like, "Oh my god, this is real life. It's gonna happen next week. Let's start getting ready." And then of course, at the same that scene has that movie has a scene where like the Teslas are self-driving and crashing themselves into each other. And then Tesla just recalled like 2 million vehicles for the self-driving feature. And everyone's like, it's happening. It's happening. It's happening,
bro.
Illuminati, bro. Man, illuminate these nuts. Get out of here. What the fuck you mean?
How about you illuminate yourself? Illuminate some bitches. What are you talking about?
Conspiracy. Why don't you conspire to get some hoes? What's wrong with you?
Why don't you conspire to get a bar of soap, you filthy bitches?
Why don't you conspire on a job application? Fuck wrong with you?
Conspire some job application.
You should be worried about your 401k, and you worry about this fake ass movie, just because Tesla just happens to be a dog shit car in real life.
Yeah, a dog shit company run by a dog shit stupid fucking idiot.
And then to top the conspiracy off, everyone's like, "Oh, Barack and Michelle Obama executive produced this movie, so they have to know something." Funny. Bro,
wait,
are you fucking serious right now? Do you
yes. The War Criminal to film producer pipeline is going crazy, bro.
He was like, hey. He was there on set when they were filming they're in the editing bay. and they're doing the scenes where they're bombing civilians. He's like, now that's not how civilians really scatter. You show an F-22 at them. You got to make sure that you hit as many children as possible.
There you go.
Focus on the hospitals. Get the sick and the infirm. That's worth double points.
I might know a thing or two.
It's like when Christopher Lee told Peter Jackson about someone getting stabbed in the back not being accurate. It's the same fucking thing.
Yeah,
that's so funny.
He's like, it's like when you stab a man, the air actually goes out of him, and he's like, hey.
Except Christopher Lee was murdering Nazis, and Obama was murdering children.
So, yeah, he didn't murder men. He murdered
What's the difference?
What's terrible?
Damn, he's on his Zionist shit, bro.
I'm choosing to ignore that one.
Yeah. Just because you're bi doesn't mean you can get away with shit like that. Kanye, like, relax.
I be Kanye, and what can I say, bro? What can I say?
Wow.
Fuck Israel. But
Kanye Z.
No.
Man, you cooked.
No, guys. I watched 21 Jump Street. I'm in the clear.
What do you mean?
What do you mean by
he don't fuck with Jonah Hill, right?
Yeah. I watched 21 Jump Street and my eyes were open. I'm not anti-Semitic or anything anymore.
Oh my god!
I've been healed.
Oh my god!
I want to preface this is just a joke that's a reference to the Kanye tweet for those listeners who have forgotten about it because the internet news cycle is like 48 hours. This was like a year ago. I just want to preface this is a joke.
Not only
this
that,
is 1,000% a joke. Don't cancel. He's back.
He's back on it.
He's back on his shit. He's tripling down.
Back in
He's
worse
tripling
than
down.
You gotta show him
He was in a Klan robe last I saw him.
Really,
bro?
Yeah, a black one.
A Montclair.
I'm not. No, bro. I'm like that.
Send the picture.
Send it in the group chat. I did not know about this. It's fucking crazy.
I'll only be hate listening to vultures.
That's insane. That's funny, but that's like not good funny.
This is what he wore.
What the bro? That man is.
He's too far gone, bro.
There it is. There you can see him.
Well, one movie with a Jewish guy turned him around, so I figure if we show him Adam Sandler's 8 Crazy Nights,
amazing,
for the holiday season,
I love
phenomenal film.
Movie.
When he sees bum biddy bum, when he sees that, I think he'll really turn a full 180.
If you want to show
that movie, unironically makes me cry every time.
If you want to show him an Adam Sandler film, you gotta show him his magnum opus, bro, The Waterboy.
Happy Gilmore,
Uncut Gems.
Yeah, I was going to say Uncut Gems too.
This is how I win.
Clear, though.
The Waterboy.
Billy Madison's also pretty good.
Waterboy, back when we playing mentally disabled people was okay.
Nah. What's the one? Is it Gridiron Gang? Where he's in prison? What is that one called?
That's The Longest Yard. That's his magnum.
The Longest Yard.
That shit
The Longest Yard.
Magnum opus.
That shit went hard.
I think you mean Grown Ups too.
Dog shit. The Hateful Eight or what? The Hateful. What's it called?
Ridiculous Six.
Ridiculous Six.
Yeah.
No, motherfucker's not seeing the vision, bro. You gotta know what movie he's on. You know what I'm saying? What's it called? No,
motherfucker, I see the vision.
Hey, bro, if that's the vision, they call me Stevie because I don't see shit.
Yeah, it's blurry as fuck. Blurry ass vision.
Oh, God.
Call me Helen Keller a way I don't see or hear that shit.
Speaking of seeing things, guys.
This has gone off the rails.
I have one last thing that I think we can close out the episode with.
All right. Bring it back.
And it's a little tidbit of news I found out. So I forget what the actress's name is, but I know her last name is Broadway. I think it's Emma Broadway is her name. From Gen V.
Gen V.
Oh,
she wants to be,
no.
She wants to be
Yeah. I find that interesting. I was like, yeah, do it. I don't care.
What? Didn't we talk about this in the chat?
What?
Yeah, and I was like, no. Bitch does one show, now she wants to be Spider-Gwen.
Hold on one second.
It's Lizzie.
You like Batman Forever?
You're talking about Lizzie Broadway. Lizzie Broadway.
Yeah, Lizzie Broadway.
You know who needs to be, what's it called? What's her name?
Hunter Schafer.
Yes.
No, not her.
Yes.
What's her name?
Better film.
God. The one from, fucking,
He's thinking
House
of
of the
Sidney
Dragon.
Sweeney.
House of the Dragon, blonde one.
Oh,
What's her
Emma.
name?
I don't know
The
that.
young girl. Yeah. She plays young.
You know exactly who I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
Actually, you know who I think would be pretty good?
Millie Alcock.
Millie Alcock. Yes.
If you get any of the ladies from Yellow Jackets, any of them, I feel like
shut
have
up.
great-
No, stop.
the younger versions of them. I feel like they all have. Have you seen Yellow Jackets?
Yes, I have.
So good.
Great show.
They're all so good.
Agreed.
To do it.
One of those chicks came out on Book of Boba Fett. The goth chick, like the goth girl.
Yeah, that's
one of those. She was one of those robo teens or whatever the fuck.
I was wondering why she looked familiar.
The
you ruined it for me. You ruined the show. Oh,
what are they called?
The mods.
Yeah,
because they mod themselves. God, that's so cool.
It's so fucking gay, bro. It's so stupid.
I meant for this to be a pleasant ending to the show. This was not. This is not the conclusion I wanted to arrive at. I think we're gonna have to wrap now, so I can have a good cry about this. Oh fuck!
That's what you get. Shouldn't have brought up fucking Lizzie Broadway.
I'm sorry.
AZ's gonna cry. I'm gonna go and continue figuring out who else downfall. I need to orchestrate. I got a couple people, starting with motherfucking the Jacksonville Jaguars and Trevor Lawrence. I'm adding them to this book because the Texans win in the division, baby. Anyways, that being said, appreciate y'all tapping into this episode this week. We appreciate y'all watching or listening to our channel. Go ahead and follow us on all platforms at Cinestro Core to stay tuned to everything we got coming up this year. Go ahead and Zazaslav smash. That don't even work. Let me not play with that. Go ahead and Hickman.
Go ahead and Zaz slap that like button.
Yeah, I let it slide. I like
the
that
message
one.
is there.
It's there.
The message is there.
We will workshop that.
Cooking.
They understand.
We'll workshop that.
Go ahead and Kanye Z strike that like button.
Whoa.
I don't like this. I don't like what we're doing.
Go ahead and Hickman giant man smash that like button and subscribe button.
Yeah.
So much you enjoyed this episode by leaving us a 5-star review wherever you listen to this podcast, and send our podcast around to your friends, family, send it everywhere. And then we will see you guys next time on the Cinestro Core. Peace. And if you don't do it, you know where you're going to end up if you don't do it.
In the book.
Matt's downfall.
The little green book.
Give it a look or you get the book.
Nice. Give it a look or I'm about